Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to get started on pulling the engine out of my twin turbo 2005 Dodge Viper. This is a RSI built car. It's got some GT35 Garrett turbos on it, standalone fuel management, stage 3 fuel system. It's got a bunch of work done to it, but the motor is stock. So as a result of that, I ended up cracking a piston. It looks like one of the top ring lands failed, and the chunk of the piston's missing on the driver's side here. So I'll make a quick video. Well, not a quick one. It's going to be a while for me. I've never pulled a motor out of a Viper before, so it's going to be interesting. I'll take you guys along on a journey with me of pulling this engine out, getting it rebuilt with forged internals, and putting it back in. The goal is to have this thing back on the road by summer. So it's almost the end of February now, so that gives me a couple months to get the engine out, get it over to the machine shop, get it built, and put it back in. So we'll get started on this. All right, so from the time lapse, I guess you guys could probably see I've got the intake off, got the fronts of the motor here kind of taken apart. Just working on getting that wiring harness off. Taking the intake wasn't too bad. Taking the intake off wasn't too bad. It was just a couple bolts in the back are a bit of a pain. There's the one bolt way at the bottom at the back here, down there. It's like impossible to get any sort of a tool on, so I had to use a Torx bit and a 1/4-inch wrench and then try to get the bolt to turn, and then you just got to do it with your fingers, just trying to get in there and take the bolt off. So practicing your finger work in there. But yeah, so now I'm gonna get the car up on jack stands, get the coolant out, and disconnect the turbos off the manifolds, and keep disconnecting everything. And then I can start unbolting the transmission. I'm thinking I'll leave the transmission in the car and just pull the engine out, but we'll see how it goes. I might take the two out together in one piece. I don't know what would be easier, but I've also got to take the hood off, I'm assuming, to be able to get that engine out. So we'll keep going on this. All right, so there's the old engine hanging there. Barely had enough reach with the engine hoist to get that thing out. It's really far in there, so hard to get the engine hoist in there to be able to lift the engine out. But came out not too bad. Once I got it disengaged from the transmission, I unbolted the power steering pump and the AC compressor, so I didn't have to drain the power steering or lose the refrigerant out of the AC system. So that seemed to work out fine. So yeah, not much left in here now. I'm gonna take a look at the throwout bearing on the transmission. It looks pretty tired, and I do have a new spare one that I bought, so they're not easy to come by, these things, right now, so I'm glad I got a new one. Everything else looks fine. The transmission is dry inside, so nothing was leaking. Looking at the engine here, we've got our clutch at the back here. I don't know if that's a stock clutch. Looks like a single disc, and that looks like a factory part number on there, so that's probably a stock clutch. But yeah, otherwise everything's pretty normal. I haven't even drained the oil out of the motor yet, so I'll do that, and then I'll probably pull the heads off. I'm gonna call the machine shop and see if they want the motor with the heads on it or what they prefer. But I'm assuming they'll probably want it stripped down, so I'll start working on that. We'll need to pull the clutch off, the flywheel, and that way we can put this thing on an engine stand, and then we can work on it. So that's going to be next. All right, so I've got the motor on the stand here. I'm going to go ahead and drain the oil out of it, and then I'll take the front accessories off, the cover, and then pull the heads off. The heads should come off pretty easy once I pull the rockers and the push rods out. After that, we'll be able to see the damage in the one cylinder where the piston cracked. And hopefully it's just the one cylinder, so then I'll only need one sleeve in this one, and then we can get the forged bottom end in there. I'll show you guys here in a minute what all I've got going in. All right, so here we've got a new set of heads with some beehive springs on there. These are meant to hold a bit more pressure. And we've got forged rods and pistons. These are Compstar 6.25 inch rods, forged pistons. As far as I know, these are stock bore pistons, from what I remember, 67305, whatever that is. And then we have a custom ground turbo cam that's wrapped up there. We've got ARP hardware, and these are just lifters. We've got a timing set there. I think it might just be stock, but I'm not sure. And yeah. So the biggest issue I'm gonna have is getting a new sleeve in the block. So I'll take that to the machine shop, then I gotta order the sleeves. And then I've got a whole another block that I was originally planning on using, but it's actually a 2004 block and it's a little different. So instead, I'm just gonna get a new sleeve put into my 2005 block, and then put these pistons in there. And then I'll probably rebuild the other engine with just the stock internals, and either sell it or keep it for a spare. But because these engines, they're not easy to come by. So that's all we've got going on so far. Thanks for watching, and the next video is going to be taking that motor apart and taking it down to the machine shop. Thanks guys. Like and subscribe as usual.